Good morning. My name is Johanna Cano. I am a Public Information Officer with Buncombe County Government, and this is your community briefing for the month of May. As a reminder, we are switching our briefing schedule, so the next one will be in June. Today, we are joined virtually by Stephanie McGarrah. She is the Deputy Secretary for the Division of Community Revitalization within the North Carolina Department of Commerce. She'll talk about what the 1.4 billion plan approved by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development means for survivors here in Buncombe County. We also have Shannon Capusali with the county's planning and development team to talk about this Wananoa Small Area Plan. Allison Daines, Director of Buncombe County Parks and Recreation, is here to discuss the much-awaited opening of our pools, and we have updates from the City of Asheville from City Manager Deborah Kemmel. First, we will hear from Buncombe County Manager Avril Pender.
Good morning. Last night, the Board of Commissioners approved a 50% reduction for certain planning and inspection permits for repair and renovation work on residential structures damaged by Tropical Storm Helene. Any residential permit costs associated with documented Helene damage or destroyed primary residences will be reduced by half from June 1st to December 31st, 2025. This includes permits for additions, renovations, retaining walls, demolition, septic, and more. Helene impacted residences that are eligible must be in unincorporated Buncombe County and have been documented by Buncombe County or FEMA damage assessment with a rating of destroyed, major, moderate, or minor. Reducing the cost of permits in half is one way we are helping our community rebuild after the storm. We are asking for your input as we look to recover from Helene and plan for the long term. Buncombe County, along with our municipalities, have launched Envision Buncombe, a survey that will guide how our community can recover stronger, better, and more resilient. More than 1,300 of our residents have already participated. It will help inform what projects and programs we can take on as local government to help advance your vision for the community. Before the storm devastated many parts of our community, Buncombe County Commissioners were working to shape strategic priorities for the next 5-year strategic plan. In the wake of Helene, those priorities may look different. So share your input, fill out the quick 5-minute survey at engage.buncombecounty.org/envisionbuncombe. Questions include recovery themes and types of project you would like to see carried out. If you've already filled out the survey, we encourage you to share the link with your family, friends, and neighbors. And speaking of input, Buncombe County Commissioners will be hosting a series of town halls this summer. And the first one kicks off on Thursday, May 22nd, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. At the town hall, you can hear storm recovery updates, share input from commissioners with commissioners, connect to recovery and county resources, and help inform the plans that will guide how Buncombe County residents live, work, and play for years to come. The first one will be for District 1 at Kuntz Intermediary School Cafeteria on Thursday, May 22nd from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. We hope you will join us. The District 2 Town Hall will be held on Thursday, June 26th at the North Windy Ridge Intermediate School. Again, that's in the cafeteria from 5:30 to 7:30. And the District 3 Town Hall will be held from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, July 24th at the Ferguson Auditorium on the campus of AB Tech. 2 important deadlines are coming up. May 15th is the last day to submit required paperwork for those who submitted an application for the private property debris removal before the deadline, which was back on April 15th. Submit your paperwork as soon as possible to ensure crews are able to remove debris from your home. If you have questions about the status of your PPDR application, start with the call center at 828-250-6100. and select option 2. This is going to provide you with the quickest response because these applications are getting passed from our intake contractor, Tetra Tech, to U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and then to debris contractor Ashbrook. It takes some digging to figure out who has it. The call center is able to look up applications and can tell residents if the Army Corps of Engineers has the application and if it will be moving over to the contractor for scheduling. So again, start with that Juan Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100. The grace period to apply for Small Business Administration physical damage loans due to Tropical Storm Helene ends on June 26. The President's Major Disaster Declaration for Helene includes a 60-day grace period for filing physical damage loan applications. Apply online and receive additional disaster assistance information at sba.gov/disaster. You can also receive assistance by calling 800-659-2955, 800-659-2955, or emailing disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. Or of course, you can visit the Helene Recovery Center. The Helene Recovery Center is open at 94 Cox Avenue in downtown Asheville. We have staffed the center to ensure you have a smooth experience from start to finish. Stop by to speak with someone about recovery support, including FEMA and U.S. Small Business Administration assistance, help from North Carolina Disaster Case Management, info on free programs to make your home more storm resilient, like the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, and more. No appointment is needed. Just come when it's convenient to you. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Free parking is available across the street and the ARC transit stops nearby. Many private roads, culverts, bridges, and pipes were damaged or destroyed during Helene's impact across North Carolina. The state is providing assistance for the repair of private roads and bridges. If you have a private road, culvert, pipe, or bridge that was damaged or destroyed following Helene, please fill out the interest form at buncombeready.org. If you need assistance with the form or have general questions about the North Carolina Private Road and Bridge Program, please call 844-746-2326. The program focuses on fixing roads and bridges that are the only way emergency services can reach homes and where the property owner lives for more than 6 months of the year. It also prioritizes repairs where multiple homes, businesses, or recreational assets rely on that road or bridge. Debris pickup continues to be a priority for the county, and much work has been done. As of May 4th, crews have moved over 2 million total cubic yards of debris. This includes over 990,000 cubic yards from the right-of-way, over 1 million cubic yard of waterway debris, with 268 waterway sites cleared out of the 426 that were identified, and completed work of over 2,266 parcels through the private property debris removal program. We encourage residents who know of right-of-way piles that have been along the road for several weeks to call the Juan Buncombe call center. Again, that number is 828-250-6100, and report those sites so that staff can make an assessment. Previously, we asked county residents to email the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for concerns regarding the private property debris removal. As we shared last week, we got the unfortunate news that due to technical difficulties, these emails have not been going through. We are very sorry for that inconvenience this has caused, so please forward or resend those emails to Debris Management Helene at buncombecounty.org. Again, that website is that email address is Debris Management Helene at buncombecounty.org. Buncombe County staff will review your message and triage your concerns accordingly. And lastly, Helene recovery programs that are available to county residents include: 1, North Carolina Disaster Case Management Program. The free program is available to guide survivors through the recovery process. After you complete the initial needs assessment, a case manager will help you make a recovery plan that fits your needs, help you find available resources, and work through challenges caused by the storm. Call 844-746-2326 or fill out the intake survey at buncombeready.org to begin getting the help you deserve. And 2, the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, or as we refer to, HMGP. It is there to help make our communities safer and stronger after Helene. This program helps reduce the risk of future flooding or storm damage to your property. This can include things like elevating homes, buying out property in high-risk flood zones, or making other improvements so we're better prepared. This isn't immediate disaster aid. It's a long-term investment in keeping your home and family safer from future storms. If your home was damaged by Helene and you would like to explore options to make it more resilient, we encourage you to apply. Applying now doesn't mean you'll see immediate changes, but it puts you in line for help that can make a real difference for the long haul. Visit buncombeready.org to find the intake form or call the homeowner HMPG hotline at 919-873-5888. And I'll turn it back over to Joanna.
Thank you. And now we will hear from Stephanie McGarrah, who is joining us virtually.
Hello, thank you for having me. I wanted to give an update on the state's action plan. So as you may be aware, the state of North Carolina will receive, we don't have the money yet, but will receive $1.4 billion, which we can put towards disaster recovery for Helene. This covers a 28 county area in Western North Carolina. And we are putting our plans to put, and just got our action plan approved, to put $807 million towards the reconstruction and rehabilitation of owner-occupied units, single-family houses, $191 million for multifamily construction, which is rental housing. It's divided into both large and small units, and then $53 million to build and replace workforce housing, $194 million for community infrastructure, and $111 million for commercial district revitalization. As we know, many of our commercial districts in Western North Carolina were destroyed or damaged during the storm. We recently received our approval of our action plan from the U.S. Housing and Urban Development. And so our next step is to go through the financial certification process. And then after that, we will have a grant agreement in place. The North Carolina General Assembly appropriated $120 million in general funds. And so for the single family housing program, so we are able to get started, and we are presently going through procurements now so that we can put the vendors and others that we need in place so that we can begin working on single family housing. As many of you probably know, we have to have funding first before we can enter into any agreement with any vendor. So we're very grateful that the General Assembly appropriated these general fund dollars at the end of March so that we could get started. So right now we are in the middle of multiple active procurements. You can find more information about that at commerce.nc.gov/recovery. You can also find more information about our action plan there and about the steps in our process. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. And she will stay online if there are any questions at the end from the media. And now we will hear from Shannon Capicelli, who's going to talk a little bit more about the Swannanoa Small Area Plan.
Good morning. My name is Shannon Capizzali, and I'm one of the long-range planners in the Planning and Development Department, one of the project managers for the county's small area planning process. So in 2023, the county adopted its first 20-year comprehensive plan, which among other things outlines specific areas in the county that are in need of more detailed planning for growth and conservation. And Swannanoa was one of those areas identified. Due to the impacts of Tropical Storm Helene, Swannanoa has been chosen as the first area to focus on for creating a small area plan. And part of this process will include finding options to encourage more resilient growth going forward. So to create the plan, the county's project team will be working with elected officials, residents, and community partners to address the unique needs and concerns and opportunities facing that area. The plan will outline the community's vision, specific goals to achieve that vision, policies to guide the local government, and actions for staff to work on for a number of topics, including housing, land use, transportation, economic development, recreation, hazards, and more. A few examples of how this type of plan can be used includes recommending changes to county ordinances and policies, identifying needed investments in the area, outlining partnership opportunities, providing boards with guidance when making development decisions, recommending zoning changes, and directing staff to work on specific projects. We'll be reaching out to local organizations and groups over the next month to learn more about what the community is already working on in the area. And the process will include a public engagement phase starting July 2025 and ending around August 2026 with the adoption of the plan. A steering committee will be selected to help guide the planning process, and residents of Swannanoa are encouraged to apply. For the general public, our team will be coming out to the community over several months to gather input. So we hope you'll come and talk to us at community meetings and local events if you see us. There is a dedicated webpage for the Swannanoa plan where you can learn more about this process and how you can stay informed and get involved. And you can find that at engage.buncombecounty.org/Swannanoa small area. Again, that's engage.buncombecounty.org/Swannanoa small area. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. And now we're going to hear a bit of good news from Allison Danes with Buncombe County Parks and Rec.
Good morning, everybody. Get ready to dive in. Buncombe County pools will be open Memorial Day weekend. I'm excited to announce that all 5 Buncombe County pools, Cane Creek, Hominy Valley, North Buncombe, Irwin, and Owen Community Pools will officially open for the season on Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, May the 24th. Our operating schedule is 7 days a week from May 24th through August 10th. Please note that pools will be closed on weekdays while school is still in session, with the exception of Monday, May the 26th, Memorial Day, when all pools will be open. Daily admission is just $4 a person per day. Our general pool operating hours are Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., and Monday to Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have extended evening hours at Cane Creek, Irwin, and Hominy Valley pools on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Buncombe County has partnered once again with Swim Club Management Group of Asheville to operate the pools this summer. And we're happy to share that all 5 pools are fully staffed for the season. Thanks to the hard work of Buncombe County General Services, the initial preparations for all of our pools are complete, and we're working with final inspections to ensure a safe and fun weekend. We can't wait to see you at the pools. With that, I'll turn it over to City Manager Deborah Campbell.
Thank you, Allison, and good morning. My name is Deborah Campbell, and I serve as the city manager for the city of Asheville. Thank you all for your continued support as we recover from Tropical Storm Helene. We are on day 224 of our emergency response and recovery efforts. Today, I'll share progress reports and updates on storm debris removal within the city limits, the reopening of Riverside Cemetery, recovery infrastructure projects, community development block grant, disaster recovery funding, the restart of city council committees, and a few community events that are upcoming. I'll start with a storm debris removal update. As of today, nearly 700,000 cubic yards of storm debris have been collected across Asheville. 265,398 cubic yards of debris have been collected from our waterways, and 423 properties have had debris removed through the private property debris removal program within the Asheville city limits. Contractors should complete the punch list for the remaining debris in the right-of-way in the next couple of weeks. If you place your storm debris by the curb by the March deadline, your debris is on the list and will be picked up. Storm debris removal in other areas continues, including waterway debris removal and the private property debris removal. And now for some really good news. In another milestone for our community, Riverside Cemetery will partially reopen to the public on Mother's Day this Sunday, May 11th. Many thanks to the staff who worked hard to hit this milestone so family and friends have access to the final resting sites of their loved ones. Beginning May 11th, the cemetery will be open daily from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Community members may notice fencing around some grave sites. This is necessary while work continues to remove stumps that impacted grave sites. For long-time visitors, please be aware that some areas of Riverside Cemetery look very different as several large trees were lost to Helene's strong winds. Before I move into our infrastructure update, I would like to once again share our appreciation of the work of WCU students who completed the archaeological assessment in March. That important work allowed the timeline for reopening to be expedited. I'll now move to an update regarding infrastructure. The city of Asheville continues to make strides in infrastructure recovery efforts alongside implementation of projects previously programmed through voter-approved bonds and the Capital Improvement Plan. There are more than 30 capital projects that are active right now, and about a third of these are in construction, are in the process of starting construction, including improvements to Burton Street Community Center Park, sidewalks on New Hawk Creek Road, and the McCormick Field renovation. The remaining projects are in the early phases of planning or design, including 2024 bond projects such as the renovation of Malvern Hills Pool and pedestrian improvements on Lexington Avenue. More information and a detailed list of these projects can be found at asheville.nc.gov/projects. City staff continues to focus on damage inventory and inspection activities associated with the FEMA Public Assistance Program, which will be the main source of funding for rebuilding city-owned infrastructure. In addition to launching the process to rebuild the French Broad Riverfront Park system, staff is preparing to initiate a project to rebuild infrastructure and parks along Azalea Road. We are almost a month into the 45-day window for HUD to review the city's action plan for CDBG-DR, and we have continued to be in close coordination with HUD throughout this time. Once HUD approves the action plan, which we hope will be soon, they will review the city's financial procurement and grant management practices to certify that the city is prepared to effectively manage the grant funds. The city has already submitted all of the documentation necessary for this next step. Please subscribe to the city's recovery newsletter at ashevillerecovers.org to be the first to know about any CDBG DR related updates. Now to an update on council committees. Asheville City Council is launching council member committees to strengthen transparency, streamline decision-making, and better connect advisory board efforts with Helene Recovery. The new council committees will begin meeting this month and include Policy, Finance, and Infrastructure. This council committee will focus on budgeting, financial oversight, capital improvements, sustainable infrastructure, planning, and public engagement in the policymaking process. I believe that committee doesn't meet until June. Housing and Community Development. This council committee will continue to focus on affordable housing, homelessness response, HUD investments, and post-disaster housing needs. Planning, Economic Development, and Environment, which will guide land use, transportation, economic recovery, climate action, and resilience planning. And lastly, council will have a Public Safety Committee, which will focus on police, fire, emergency preparedness, and recovery-related public safety policies. Council committees will play a central role in shaping policy direction and guiding advisory board contributions moving forward. This approach ensures that advisory board work plans are informed by council priorities, recovery goals, and the need to coordinate resources efficiently as the city continues rebuilding efforts. More information about city council committees can be found at www.asheville.nc.gov. Now, I'd like to share some great events coming up in Asheville this month. First, on Friday, May 9th, head over to the WNC Nature Center for Brews and Bears. It's a perfect evening with food, drinks, live music, and a chance to meet the resident black bears. You'll also learn about local wildlife in a fun, family-friendly setting. Also, on Friday night, downtown at Peck Square Park, it's Movies in the Park. This month, we're showing Moana 2 Under the Stars. Bring your blankets, your chairs, and the whole family. There'll be food, vendors, and best of all, it's free. Then on Saturday, May 10th, celebrate the creative spirit of Asheville at the Rad Renaissance in the River Arts District. Several properties along Depot and Robert Streets will be alive with art, live music, and delicious local food. It's family friendly and a fantastic way to explore the district, meet artists, and support our local creative community as they recover from Tropical Storm Helene. And looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, May 24th and 25th, join us at Peck Square Park for the Festival of the Arts. You'll find fine art from talented artists across the region, paintings, sculptures, jewelry, and more. It's free to attend and a great way to spend the weekend supporting the arts right here in downtown Asheville. So mark your calendars, invite your friends, and enjoy these special events. In closing, as always, I'd like to extend my thanks to the mayor and city council, all of our dedicated City of Asheville employees, our other partners in the county, state, and federal government, as well as our private and nonprofit partners who continue to work tirelessly on recovery efforts. I'll now turn it back over to county staff.
Thank you, Deborah. And now we will be open it up to any questions if there are any. Remember that laundry and shower services continue to be available for residents. There are free preloaded laundry carts to Black Mountain Coin Laundry that can be picked up in person at the Swannanoa Valley Christian Ministries. This is at 101 North Ridgeway Avenue in Black Mountain from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. We will also add a link to the chat for the intake form. A new shower trailer is available at Swananoa First Baptist Church in Beacon Village, including a family shower space. Hours are 8 to 4, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7 on weeknights, and 1 to 4 on Sundays. Just open it up for questions once more. Great. Well, thank you for joining us today. Our next briefing will be on June 4th at 11, live streamed here on Facebook.